Welcome back to the Lightspeed Social Agency YouTube channel. I'm Cody Owen. I have sort of famously said many times that SEO is dead. And so why in the world am I producing a video telling you about SEO for your lawn care and landscaping business? That is because when I say SEO is dead, I mean keyword stuffing, building a whole line of landing pages, combining every service you have with every suburb you do business in. That sort of traditional lawn care and landscaping SEO is deader than a doornail. Put it in the coffin. Stop using it. I hate seeing it when people have spent thousands of dollars on a new website and the agency that they hired to do it has used stuff that has not been current for 10 years. So I want to talk to you about what you need to know about SEO in 2023. If you're watching this in the future, hopefully we have like a big update for you. But right now, this is what you need to know about SEO to grow your lawn care and landscaping business this year. Local SEO is all that matters. SEO means search engine optimization. We are talking about improving your ranking on certain keywords in your market. This is going to help you get new leads, new traffic to your website, and ultimately result in more customers for the business without you having to spend actively to get that lead in the door. So when we're talking about SEO, it is bringing people in who do a Google search, you rank highly, so you get put up top. You rank highly because you're doing quality things that Google wants you to be doing. Local SEO matters because modern customers rely on internet search to find local businesses. So many of your customers are going to come to you through a Google search. You need to be ranking well on Google. Local SEO makes you visible and it drives potential clients to you as part of a bigger strategy, right? You cannot relying on organic is the same as being one of those guys who's like, oh, I just make it on word of mouth. Those guys don't have a plan. They don't have levers they can pull. They're relying on somebody else to grow their business for them. And it's the kind of stuff that's going to get you left by the wayside. There's less competition in local searches than there is in global search, right? There's a lot more competition around, any e-commerce business that is selling, a special kind of spatula, right? There's a ton of competition for the word spatula. So you, on the other hand, only have to compete with the 5 to 10 companies that are working in your market. And a lot of them are not doing the things that we're talking about here. These are the things that your competition doesn't know about SEO. We're going to keep pressing in here. There's some things you need to do. Many of these things are going to be free, things you can DIY, things you don't need to hire anyone to do. All right. How to SEO for lawn care and landscaping companies. Number one is to create a Google business profile. Lots of people don't do this. You need to do it right away. We will have a link in the description to where you can quickly and easily get that set up. You need just your info to go on this card. So name, address, phone number, NAP. Get it done. And then relevant categories for your business. Keep the descriptions super short and sweet. Get this done today. Don't pause the video because I need the watch time, but get this done after you watch this video. Okay, number two, you want to add relevant keywords to your site. That means making sure your keywords are built around the services that you provide, the things that people search to find your business. So if you do aeration and overseeding in Middleton, whatever state, so you want to make sure that you're including some content on your landing pages that references the service keyword, the service area keyword, kind of all together. This is important to do in the initial build out of your website. Just sprinkle them in. Anyone who tells you that there is a magic formula for this or whatever is just trying to make this seem more complicated than it is. Google's looking for quality content that matches what people who are searching that term hang out on for longer than a few seconds, right? They want to see that you don't have a really high bounce rate. That's when someone hits your website and immediately leaves because it doesn't look like what they were expecting. So we want to make sure that we've got content on the page that keeps them around. The most important thing I think you could do here actually to decrease your bounce rate is to have a welcome video on the page from the owner of the company. You telling people what you do, you explaining it for 90 seconds, 3 minutes is going to make it where people hang out on the page for longer. It's going to make your website look more valuable to Google because people are staying on the page longer. So Keywords, you want to just source your list from your services, your areas, just like those pages you would see people make back in the day where they would have, one page per service plus area, and then the next one would be service plus the next area. That's your list of keywords, right? Then you just want to get those put into the website, just sprinkled into the copy as it's relevant. This is really good. You write it kind of naturally at first, and then you go back through in the editing process and make sure you're calling out your keywords to get people in. Remember, the most important thing here is not what the robots are seeing. The most important thing here is that visitors have a quality experience on your website. If they hang out for longer, if they click around, that is going to signal to the robots that you've got good content, and it's going to serve you higher in the ranks the next time. Okay, the next thing here is getting citations and links. When other people link to you, it signals to search engines that you matter more. So one way that you can do this is making sure that you have all of your profiles built out on Google Business, like we already said, Yelp, Angie's List, all of those places where you can have a business profile for a local service business. It's going to link back to your website, right? When you add your website to your Facebook page, that is a link back. When you add it to your Google Business account, when you add it to your Yelp, to your Angie's List, all of that is good websites pointing back to your website. Now, those are the ones that you can easily do yourself. The other thing you might need is if you can get local news to link out to you. You can do some expert stuff. That's kind of networking. You have to build that up over time. But anything you can get linked from local sources is going to help increase your influence and your rank in search. And finally, create high quality content. That gets back to the intro video that I mentioned before. That's a good evergreen piece of content. If you can create recurring content that's easy to consume, appeals to your target audience, this is posting videos and images of your work, writing some blogs about local lawn and garden care, anything you can think of to be kind of actively updating your website. Recurring content keeps you visible and boosts your SEO. And we have an interview coming up with George Converse from RealWorks Labs. So if you're not subscribed, make sure that you're subscribed so that you see that when it comes out. We're talking about the next generation of SEO. If this has been helpful so far, make sure to like. But the interview with George is so cool because it is about creating dynamic content that updates on your website consistently anytime you're out in the field working. And this is going to get you kind of the next generation of SEO on your website. These are site check-ins that demonstrate to Google where you do business. And this always ties into a tool that's like a reputation management type tool that's going to then ask that customer for a review. So we're getting two big bonuses here. We're getting local check-ins, which matter for ranking in maps. And then we're also getting more reviews for the business, which matters for your ranking in maps, but also in just projecting trustworthiness in the market. If you see a local business with hundreds of quality reviews, their average is like 4.8, 4.9, whatever, then you're going to know like, hey, this is someone who does a lot of business in the market and I can trust them. They do quality work. That kind of transitions us into getting more customer reviews. This also, you can automate this via email. Make sure that it's part of your kind of launch sequence when a new customer comes on board. After their first couple services, they should get an email that asks them to leave a Google review. And then after a couple more weeks go by, ask them for a Facebook review. Another couple more, ask them for a Yelp review. Build a sequence that does this automatically for every customer who comes in the door. And if there is ever a problem, you need to go 1,000% customer service, make it right. Ask them what you can do to turn this from a 1, 2, 3-star review to a 5-star review and figure it out. Respond to every review that you get as long as the platform gives you the ability to respond. And the number one thing I would tell you about responding to negative reviews is to get the comment chain private as quickly as possible. Get them from a public channel where they're putting you on blast to in private so that you can work this out in private and then hopefully get that review updated to 5 stars down the road. To recap everything that we have talked about here today, the 80% of SEO knowledge that's going to get you most of the benefits that you need. Local SEO is easy to win because not many people in your market are going to be competing with you. So you might as well go out and conquer with the tools that we've given you here today. Number 2, you got to create that business profile on Google. That is your first step. Please go do that right now. And then number 3, make sure you're using relevant keywords. If you need some help with that, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you put together that list. And then finally, get links to your site. That's the networking that takes time. If there's a, maybe plumber or irrigation guy that you refer out to, they refer people to you. Those are good to have like industry partner link backs between different local service businesses. Your whole network of guys that you work with can be linking to you and you linking out to them. And that's going to, be the rising tide that lifts all boats. So get that started if you can. And finally, please make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. This is the kind of content that we put out for local lawn care and landscaping businesses so that you can play with the tools that the big guys are using. True Green is doing all of this SEO in your market to try to beat you. But you're better than them because you're not replicating this content across hundreds of markets across the country. You've got one to win, and you can do it because no one local is partnering with True Green to do anything. No one wants to work with that big of a business. They want to work with you. So they just have to be able to find you. That is the power of local SEO for your business. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, I think you probably liked it. So make sure to give us a like. That just helps other people find out about the channel. And if you know someone in the industry that you think this video would be helpful for, please share it over to them. We would love for them to learn from it as well. All right. I'll see you next week.